Well, infighting between progressive and moderate Democrats on Capitol Hill isn't just about economic issues. The hard feelings extend to foreign policy, such as the funding for the defense of Israel and its missile defense system known as the Iron Dome. Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales reports.
The tension between Democrats boils down to giving Israel $1 billion, contribution to help fund the Iron Dome. Several progressives have objected because of Israel's conduct toward Palestinians.
I firmly believe our country must oppose selling weapons to anyone, anywhere, without human rights law compliance. The Israeli government is an apartheid regime. Not my words, the words of Human Rights Watch.
That caused other Democrats to speak out.
I cannot allow one of my colleagues to stand on the floor of the House of Representatives and label the Jewish democratic state of Israel an apartheid state. I reject it.
Iron Dome funding was stripped out of the government funding bill. It passed the House as a standalone measure. Supporters say the Iron Dome brings peace in the region.
This is a cheap buy, and it's a massive humanitarian benefit.
James Carafano is an expert in national security and foreign policy. He tells me funding is essential because it prevents civilian casualties in the region. He says it's been a bipartisan issue in the past, but not now.
It's a wing that's anti-Semitic. It's anti-Israeli. It's pro-Islamist. It's anti-democracy. And it is like a black hole in the Democratic Party with gravity that's just trying to suck the party in its direction.
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson tells me with the U.S. out of Afghanistan, Israel is now more vulnerable.
That's what happens under Democrat leadership. America becomes weaker. That emboldens our enemies. It makes them more aggressive, and they'll become more aggressive toward Israel. So at a minimum, we need to help Israel defend itself. The Iron Dome goes a long way toward doing that.
Republican Senator Rand Paul recently blocked a vote on the bill because some of the money earmarked for Afghanistan would wind up in the hands of the Taliban. It may be a while before the bill makes it back to the Senate floor. At the Capitol, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.